Welcome everyone back from the summer break. We're here at Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps, and now we're entering the second half of the season. After Belgium, we go to Assen in Netherlands before we head to Le Mans, Monza, Suzuka, then Malaysia, then Australia, Albert Park, and to round off the season, the traditional final race of the season in Brazil. But before we get to that, let's look at the standings. Let's remind ourselves what happened before the summer break. Charles Leclerc had an 11-point lead to Max Verstappen. That lead is closing every race. Charles Leclerc, who won both races, I wouldn't say with ease, but you would have liked it to be harder for him those first two races. 2 points is what separates Max from George in the battle for, battle for the championship lead. Carlos Sainz a further 12 points back. Daniel Ricciardo 9. Then we have Ocon and Gasly 6th and 7th. Bottas 8th. This is the highest he's ever finished. Norris, this is actually going to be the lowest he's ever finished. Lando Norris, after last season's brilliant season with Sergio Perez running off the top 10. Alex Albon 11th in the championship with Giovinazzi behind him. Schumacher and Hülkenberg, I think they'll stay there for the rest of the season, although Hülkenberg has a really close battle with Ilott, Piastri, Stroll. Magnussen's not been the best season from him, with Tsunoda and Mazepin at the back. For Alpine, they have, once again, going for their third consecutive Constructors' World title. They are leading. Alfa Romeo, they're P2. It's a really close battle, honestly, between Mercedes and Red Bull all season long. It's been a ding-dong battle. This time not for first and second, instead for third and fourth. McLaren, I think they may hang on to fifth, although Force India with the new upgrades, who knows what could happen with them. Williams, they're P6. As I said, they're going to be battling Force India with Ferrari, Haas and AlphaTauri at the back. Let's head into the weekend. My favourite for pole, I'm going to go with Max Verstappen. This time I'm not going to go with an Alpine. I'm changing it up. We hit turn 1. It looks like it is Max Verstappen leading. Esteban Ocon though, P2 as we go through Eau Rouge and Radion. He takes P1. Esteban Ocon's been in some sublime form this season. Last year was all about Gasly. This year, Ocon wants to take the headlines himself. Can he get Mercedes' first win this weekend? Well, first he has to do the business and qualifying. George Russell's re-overtaking him. Now we enter the bus stop chicane. Russell still has provisional pole. Russell gets pole. P2. It was really close between Ocon and Verstappen. Ocon just about beating Verstappen to it with Leclerc starting P4. Sainz P5 with Norris P6. The Red Bull boys occupying P7 and 8. With Giovinazzi 9 and Gasly finishing off the top 10. Piastri P11, Perez P12, Albon P13, Stroll P14, the AlphaTauri's improved a little bit. Schumacher P15, Ilott P16, Mazepin P17. When was the last time we saw him not in last? Hülkenberg P18, Tsunoda P19, and Magnussen P20. It's a real variation throughout the grid with softs and hard. Anyway, lights out and away we go. Here at Spa. Ocon has the inside line, he gets the better start. And P2 once again leads out of turn 1. But now the straight line speed of the Alpine. Russell and Ocon going side by side as they finish the Camel Straight. Rain, as always, this is Spa. Rain is predicted. Lando Norris has had a really good start. He's already up to P3, P4. George Russell retakes the lead on the hard tyres. Ocon now has the lead, using all of his Rs. And unsurprisingly, everyone's pitting. But for the drivers who started on the soft tyres, it was a really good, choice. Because eventually it looked like, you're not going to be on those tyres for very long. Ocon leads lap 1 as we go on to lap 2. Verstappen's going to try going around the outside of Russell. Norris down the inside of Russell. Norris gets pushed off wide before retaking P3. Norris now takes P2. Russell has no Rs. Although it takes back the final podium position. Here we see the Alphas versus the Alpines. This time not for first and second. This time just for the last podium position. Esteban Ocon though is beginning just to run away, beginning to make a gap. As long as he can keep his concentration and keep the car on track. It's been a really good start of the Grand Prix. Although Norris is closing the gap. He's closing the gap ever so slightly. Oh, there's George Russell round the outside. No, he can't make the move. Further back, we have Ricciardo and Bottas battling for 9th and 10th, with Piastri and Giovinazzi battling for 11th and 12th. George Russell's all over his fellow Brit. Down the inside, George Russell goes. Norris is going to try and hold it around the outside, but no, he can't get the move done. Belgium's always been a really long circuit, and I'm expecting a really long race today. Norris around the outside. There's Leclerc. Now Leclerc can get Russell because he has a really bad final corner. Leclerc's all over his teammate. Going into Eau Rouge, he gets him. How much longer will the rain stay though? It's been heavy rain, literally since the end of lap 1. What can Verstappen do on Carlos Sainz? Not much. Bottas today, he's had his own little battle with Pierre Gasly. Leclerc's gonna go around the outside of Lando Norris, and he gets the move done. That was really brave. It looks like some of the grey clouds though will begin to move eastwards. And the rain will be decreasing. Esteban Ocon now, he should have really built that gap a little bit bigger. Because now he's going to have Charles Leclerc. But Ocon pits. Ocon's pitting. I think that's going to save him from the back markers as well. I think this is a good move. Russell follows. Maybe it wasn't such a good move. Because now, sunshine is predicted. However, saying that the track will need to dry. So maybe it was a good move. There's the Ferraris battling for last. Ocon's going to need to clear Sainz now. And he does just that. He's going to have to make those fresh wets, worthwhile. There we are. Ocon keeps the lead. I think he will extend it actually. Now we're halfway through the Grand Prix. Ocon's got a really good lead. I think this was a really good move. Oh, Hülkenberg not letting Leclerc pass, and Russell goes round the outside of his teammate. The gap though between Ocon and Russell, 4.6 seconds. It's going to be really close, honestly. Where are the Alpines? There they are. Norris really having a really good battle with the Alpines. Can he go around the outside of the bus stop? No. The gap closes between Ocon and Russell. Yeah, it's actually increased a little now. Ocon, he has to lap Mazepin. There's Russell. 4.15 is the gap now. It's going to be really close. I think next lap, definitely the teams will start thinking about pitting. This is when Ocon's wet tyres now, they will begin to slide a lot more due to a loss in grip. If Ocon pits now, I think he should really fit on the hards. Ocon's in. What about Russell? Russell follows. Norris. I think everyone's going to be pitting for the hards. Ocon's out. Really good pit stop for the Mercedes team. But Russell and Norris, they're on the softs. This is going to be interesting now. Sainz as well. This is going to be interesting. Norris has got a really good run down the camel straight on Russell. He's going to try to go around the outside. He switches that around. Does a cheeky switcheroo and gets the move done, or has he? No, Russell just about keeps his lead. The next car Ocon will have to lap is Lance Stroll. He's got a fairly good gap to Lance Stroll as well, so it may take him a few laps to catch up. Lando Norris though, do not count him out of this race. He could win this on the soft tyres. Those soft tyres are rapid. Or can George Russell get another win? It will be his second win in 3 races. They're both gaining on Esteban Ocon. Maybe it was the wrong choice to go with the hard tyres, especially if Lance Stroll holds him up. George Russell though, at Eau Rouge, gets the move done on Norris. What an overtake that was from George Russell. Stroll goes wide and makes life easy for Esteban Ocon. Just what he needed. The gap 1.3. Can Esteban Ocon hold off the pressure from George Russell and Lando Norris and take Mercedes' first ever win? Well, before that happens, Lando will want to have a go at George Russell. What Russell did to him last lap, he tries doing. And with the aid of us, gets the move done. Magnussen, does he move out the way? I think he may hold up Norris and George a little bit. George gets overtaken by Lando Norris as they both lap Magnussen. Now, 1 lap to go and the soft tyres will be gone. Soft tyres will not exist anymore. A few laps ago I was asking myself, have Mercedes gone for the right tyres, because Lando and George just look so quick. However, it looks like the gamble to go on the hards has paid off. Or has it? Nico Hülkenberg can still spice things up. But let's Ocon pass. I think Esteban Ocon has done it. He just needs to navigate the final sector. Now the bus stop chicane. And Esteban Ocon's done it. Mercedes, our race winners in Unlimited Racing 2D. Lando Norris takes home P2. Charles Leclerc on the line overtakes George Russell for P3 and P4. As Sainz and Verstappen cross the line in 5th and 6th. P7, Valtteri Bottas, with P8 being Pierre Gasly. P9, Daniel Ricciardo. P10, being Alexander Albon, beating Antonio Giovinazzi and Oscar Piastri to it. What a race that was. What a Grand Prix. Sergio Perez took P13, with Stroll 14th, Schumacher 15th, Ilott 16th, Mazepin 17th, Tsunoda 18th, with Hülkenberg Magnussen at the back. But Esteban Ocon writes his name in the history books. We all thought that it was going to be Pierre Gasly to get Mercedes' first Grand Prix victory in the Unlimited Racing 2D era. But it was actually Esteban Ocon who's gone and done it. What a Grand Prix that was from Esteban Ocon, and what a well-deserved victory from Esteban Ocon. He deserves that, honestly. Gap, it ended up being 4.6 seconds. At one stage it was up to 1 second between Ocon and Norris. George Russell on the final corner. He tried going for the move on Lando Norris, but instead lost out to Charles Leclerc, who extends his championship lead. As you can see, George Russell now takes P2, 2 points ahead of Max Verstappen Esteban Ocon is now 1 point ahead of Carlos Sainz. Daniel Ricciardo, I think he's going to be in a close battle at the end of the season with Lando Norris, who takes yet another podium. He goes up 2 positions. Pierre Gasly P8, Valtteri Bottas P9, and Sergio Perez finishing off the top 10. He's going to be in a close battle with Alex Albon, and don't count out Antonio Giovinazzi yet. Mick Schumacher P13 with Oscar Piastri P14. Stroll and Eilert on the same points with Hulkenberg 2 points behind. Magnussen on 19 points with Tsunoda and Mazepin last. Constructors wise, Alpine have the lead with Alfa Romeo second. Mercedes just increasing their lead over Red Bull now. Now it's 19 points with that win from Esteban Ocon. McLaren, I think they may have 5th spot covered, although we still have many races left of the season. We're only halfway through. Williams, they're 6th with Force India 7th. Ferrari, a point ahead of Haas with AlphaTauri at the back. Thank you for joining me for the Belgium Grand Prix. Next up, we go to Assen in Netherlands. It's brought many good races. Sergio Perez, he's managed to get pole there before. I think Lando Norris has managed to get pole there as well. Pierre Gasly too. Anything can happen. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Can't wait to see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.